Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about interpersonal skills and in particular effective communication. Effective communicating is all about maintaining good relationships. It can involve a range of different communication skills, so it might be on your mobile device, might be talking on your phone, might be texting, might be email, or face-to-face conversations with people. Many jobs require very strong communication skills, and if you don't have them, then you might struggle out in the big wide world to find a job. Communication is a very effective way to improve your interpersonal relationships with friends and family. And communication can be more than just talking. It incorporates posture, tone of voice, non-verbal cues, facial expressions, and much, much more. So verbal versus non-verbal. Verbal communication refers to the sharing of information between individuals by using their speech. Non-verbal communication is the process of sending and receiving wordless cues between people. So some examples of verbal communication are writing, speaking, the dictionary meanings or the connotations, so the feelings associated with meanings of words, using your tone and using your volume. Some non-verbal cues or techniques are the distance between you and the person you're talking to, the body language you're using, having certain touches, etc., your appearance, and your eye contact. Effective listening. So good listening is active and attentive. You should let them know that you are listening and to go on, to carry on with what they're saying. You might just be with them, yes, go on. Tautoko. Non-verbal gestures like nodding your head show someone that you understand, like Snoop Doggy Dogg right here. Ask open questions and reflect feelings to show someone that you really want to listen and you really want to understand them. And sometimes good communicating may require you to interrupt in a respectful manner, which is not what Kanye did to young Miss Swift here at the MTV Awards a few years ago. Don't be Kanye. Listening skills. So you need to list the following into the correct spot on the Google form, and for good communication skills and for not so good listening skills. So put them in the right spot and send them through. Pause me to do that. Okay, a communication activity. So when you have done with that last thing, then find your neighbour, and if they're finished as well, then go to your teacher and grab a picture. Only one person can look at the picture. The person who looks at the picture must describe it to their partner without showing them. The person listening needs to just do a rough sketch of the image that is being described to them, and then have a little bit of a reflect of it, and then have a look at how many objects are in the right area of the page. So how well did you do? How well did you describe it, and how well did you listen? Alright, some types of communication. So there's passive communication, which is compliant, very submissive. You talk very little at all. Quite often you might put yourself down. You might just agree with the other person, whether or not you're being sarcastic or not. Saying things like, oh, I don't mind, or that's fine, or whatever you think. Okay, that's called passive communication. Aggressive communication is at the other end of the spectrum. This is when you're being sarcastic, harsh, and you're always being right. You think that your opinion is superior and often interrupt the other person before they get to finish their argument. It's a little bit like these animals here bumping heads with each other. And the middle of those two is assertive communication. So this is when actions and expressions fit with the words spoken. You're being firm, but you're also being very polite. You have a clear message. You're being very respectful of yourself and of the other people. So what you need to do is write a passive, assertive, and aggressive response for the following scenario. So Rowan is trying to get one of your friends, aka you, to wag with her to go to the fish and chip shop. So you need to find or create a passive, assertive, and aggressive response to give her, whether or not you're going to go down to Scoops or not. Okay, that is up to you. I do know one thing, that if you do go down to Scoops to get your chips with Rowan, that the P department will be waiting by the gate to confiscate said chips and to enjoy them on your behalf. So write down a passive, assertive, and aggressive response for Rowan.